and to advance the interests of the poor to which it is dedicated, and to conduct myself in a manner befitting a good and responsible officer, to bring honor and prestige to the corps, and that I take this oath without mental reservation or intention of evasion. So help me God. Congratulations.
Say a big congratulations. It's possible. President, voting for a successful outing, successful election, without rancor, without debate, without litigation. Clearly, it shows that you are not politicians. Nobody in acting capacity, exactly. So let me congratulate you for your good conduct of your elections. Let me also congratulate, more importantly, the new representatives of the Exco. I was gratified to see that you're being led by a lady, and so the issue of gender, which has permeated the discourse in Nigeria for some time, will not be used here. Congratulations. Until they called the last officer, I was wondering where the federal character spread was. Until the last person came, well, you shouldn't worry. You say the first shall be the last shall be the first. But I want to thank you all for inviting us here to grace this occasion. I'm very, very excited. Yours is perhaps, you're supposed to be on some bureau. Yours is a very critical role that you are playing in any democracy. Very, very critical. So I'll just use this opportunity. It's very important, but I use this opportunity. That do not take that role lightly. Do not compromise that role. I listened to the prayer when the gentleman was offering the prayer, and he said, he prayed that God would allow you to work in concert with the leadership and with the House of Representatives. I picked up on that. Check the meaning of concert very deep. That you should reflect on it. I want to encourage you to reflect on it right there, because let this not be the last time that you read that oath. I think periodically you should even frame it and put it by your bedside. Take the audience first. Now, why do I say this? I don't want to sweep the everybody with one brush. But honestly, the truth be told, sometimes, just like you're disappointed in politicians, sometimes we are disappointed in you. And I want to speak particularly to the House. You have been very, very, over the years, but I thought it would be different now. You have been unfair to the institution which you are a part of. Sometimes we read stories, and all you can do, you know when you send those messages, the text message, SMH, just shaking my head. It's unfortunate. And you have the capacity to shape a narrative. But unfortunately, what you do not know, and I'm not talking to everyone, I'm just talking generally. What you do not know is that that capacity to shape a narrative is fast dwindling. It's fast dwindling. Because more and more Nigerians are beginning to get into their psyche. Wait a minute. Most people often don't tell the truth. These people often don't investigate. You're losing credibility. One of those days when you pick up the paper and you read what you read you know is gospel. It doesn't happen anymore. But we wanted to go back there. We wanted to get back there. Sometimes you see bold headlines, and people just hit when they read the story. Just like they're calling us all sorts of names, they're calling you all sorts of names. You see bold screaming headlines, and then you read the body of the story, and there's nothing there. And that's very unfortunate. Now, an institution or house that you work with, you're friendly with members. You have access to members. You have access to everybody. And we read things that are so untrue, that are far from the truth. And it's not, I'm not, like I said, not sweeping everybody, but we have identified one or two people that think, just like any institution. Perhaps even just like in the House of Representatives, maybe like the Senate, maybe like in the government house. You find good people. So I want to encourage you, I want to implore you that the new Exco, you have a responsibility. You have your work cut out for you. We talk about reform everywhere, reform of the house, reform of government, reform of this. There has to be a reform here. We've had people come to, just even recently, come to an investigative whatever to come and apologize for false reporting. It just happened a few weeks ago. And they say members of the house took $10 million bribe. Screaming headlines. They had to come and apologize. You have the potential of even killing your business or the newspaper outfit. Because in a normal society, litigious society, if you're sued for millions, that's the end of your job. So what does it pay anybody, knowing especially the story I'm publishing is false, but still go ahead and do it with people you sit with, you eat with, you dine with, you talk to, you laugh with, they help you out? It's wrong. It's ungodly, as a matter of fact. So my own is admonition, and there's nothing wrong with admonition. If I come here and I say, well done, you guys, oh, we love you, blah, 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 I'm not helping you, I'm not helping the institution. Get me right. We want you to report the truth, whether it is negative or not. One thing, just make sure it's the truth. Whether it goes against the house, goes against the Senate, it doesn't matter. But let it be the truth. There was a time we deliberated on reaccreditation. If we have 2-3 people covering the house, we're fine, as long as they're covering the house truthfully. There's a time we deliberated upon it in the leadership. And I must say, this 9th Assembly has been, like he rightly said, friendly to you guys. No, I may be wrong, but I don't think the previous assemblies have engaged your members the way my office has, or the Deputy Speaker's office. I think I have about 3 or 4 people from your fold that work in my office now, and they're not doing menial jobs. I think that enough should have given you a sense of reporting, balance reporting, and a sense of belonging. Even if it's not for us, but for them. Because many of them, you embarrass them. You embarrass them. When they know that this thing that is being done is not true. But this is where they came from. So, we are with you. Whatever is needed to make your job easier, to make your environment easier to work in, particularly in these COVID times, we're just how many steps away? My office is open. Like I said, that is one of the reasons why we have 3-4 people from my office that came from here. You have access to them, you have access to me, you have access to the leader, you have access to the deputy whip, you have access to the lead, to the deputy speaker. So let me just stop at this point, and I hope that you even dislike me more now. For those of you who do, I know majority, 90-something% of you love me and I love you back. But those 2%, those they know that I'm looking at them, they're looking at me. I'm looking at them, they're looking at me. But don't worry, in politics, there are no permanent enemies. There are no permanent friends. What is permanent? Thank you very much. So you are politicians. So thank you very much, and I say congratulations once again. Thank you.
Thank you very much for coming. On behalf of the Corps, I want to express my profound gratitude to the God Almighty for the success of the election. And then for the male folks in the house, I sincerely want to say thank you for your support. And for my co-contestant, who is also a female, they gave us that opportunity to say, we want to make it gender friendly. And everything went off smoothly, so we want to say thank you. Just to be brief, I'll go straight to our requests. But before that, we want to promise you that we are going to be objective in our reportage and also ensure that our stories are well balanced. We want to ask that while we do and report our duties as members of the Corps covering the House of Representatives, amid the COVID-19 pandemic, we are the front line covering activities despite the difficult situation. We are seeking for one thing. One, a conducive environment, which currently we are in, but there are other issues that needed to be addressed, which it's already 1 year in office, and you made that promise when you came in the first time. And that is to ensure that we have our center streamlining from the chamber. Another issue we are asking for is that we are proposing that on a quarterly basis, we want to interact with you just like you're here. We don't want it to be on during occasions like this, when the speaker will come in and say, we want to inaugurate or we have something doing. Al-Hassan Adodogwa is there. On a very good day, we call him, but we want, on a quarterly basis, an interactive session with the Speaker of the House of Representatives. Let's talk to move the House forward. There are ideas, innovations. Let's talk with our colleagues in the House. We want to propose, and we know you will do it for us. And it's going to be friendly. Once in a quarter, well, that's 1 in 6 months. It's going to be a friendly environment. What are the things? What's happening? We'll be happy if you oblige us this. Thank you very much for coming. Thank you for the preference.
The first is Sahid Badmos. The welfare.
First shall be the last. I told you now.
Okay. Suleiman Abdullahi, Assistant Secretary General. Musa Baba Ahmed, Secretary. James Quinn, Vice Chairman. And of course, Grace Ike. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. With that, we have come to the end of this inauguration. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, for